Lin-Manuel Miranda has changed the face of Broadway as we know it. Like many industries, Broadway productions tend to mirror the style and trends of the time. However, before Miranda, there was a reluctance to include forms of music such as rap and hip-hop that historically did not fit the Broadway book musical aesthetic. Seeing as these genres have been made popular by artists of color over the past several decades, many in the industry felt that these forms of music were not fit for the Broadway stage. However, Miranda saw the discrimination against people of color in the theater industry, the reluctance to tell ethnically diverse stories, and the way the industry hadn't progressed with the world around it, and decided to make a change. He did so by creating works that are more accessible and relatable to people of color by incorporating music made in their cultures. For example, In the Heights and Hamilton. Miranda, a Puerto Rican man, created Hamilton as a piece of art meant to showcase the racial diversity he grew up with from his own personal experiences as a Latino. Humera, indeed. And Miranda himself said, Hamilton does not seem on its face to be Latino themed, but my identification as Latino and Puerto Rican is definitely the reason why I read a book about a guy who comes from the Caribbean and changes America, but is also limited by the fact that he has this immigrant status everyone else does not have. I see that this dude is just like my father who came here on scholarship and had to learn the lay of the land. Guzman, 2022. He found a way to tell the important stories that showcase people of color who have historically been kept off the Broadway stage, while still giving the audience characters who are relatable and beautiful music that Broadway fans love. Another well-loved property Miranda has had a major impact on is Disney. He has brought his passion for cultures and diversity onto a whole new platform. He has had a large hand in the expansion of Disney's range, and when given the chance to talk about his work on Encanto, he said, "When they make a movie, it becomes a lot of people's first glimpse at that culture, for better or worse. And so they take it really seriously. And so we chose Columbia because of the incredible diversity, because it's home of magical realism." Herring, 2022. He uses his profound ability to create music to help stories simple enough for children to understand, but complex enough for adults to relate to. He is a story artist as well as a songwriter. Aside from him turning the music industry on its head, he also cares deeply about societal issues. He has started a number of charity funds, but the two most prominent to me would be the Miranda Family Fund and the Miranda Family Fellowship. Since launching in 2016, the fund has raised $120 million and given $103 million to a myriad of causes. Miranda's focus is on the arts, and specifically helping young artists who come from disadvantaged communities to have a chance at an industry he has had to hack his way into. His commitment led him to launch the Miranda Family Fellowship. In the 2 years since its creation, Miranda has mentored nearly 80 emerging artists. Guzman, 2022. Miranda understands that the only way to see change in the things you love is to help change them yourself, a sentiment he lives every day. He uses the gifts and experiences he's been blessed with to help other people the way that he wishes he could have been helped himself. In my opinion, there hasn't been anyone as influential in the past 20 years in the effort of bringing both Broadway and Disney toward being a more inclusive space to people of color. Without him, we wouldn't have some of the most beloved and most popular musicals we have today, such as Hadestown, Six, and The Notebook. He made it possible for people of color to play any role. He consistently uses his ever-growing platform to speak out on issues he cares about, which helps him to make a difference in many young artists' lives, especially those who historically haven't been represented on the big stage.